What's good, brotherhood? This is your boy, my brother 215, aka Brother Malcolm, or just Malcolm is fine. But don't confuse me with Muscle Man Malcolm. I'm not on his level yet, but one day I will be. This is my very first podcast episode. I don't know why, but it took me a long time to get here. But we here. I procrastinated long enough. I procrastinated all of 2024, all of 2025. Here we are in 2026, starting off the right way. This is the Uncensored Podcast, meaning don't come up in here in the comments. Don't come in here trying to join, trying to censor me because I don't give a fuck about your feelings. Because everything I say on here is my opinion and mine only. I'm not here to persuade you to thinking like me, and you will never be able to persuade me to think like you. Let's just make that clear. But let me introduce myself because this is the first episode and I am going to do this the right way. Born and raised in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Currently living in Austin, Texas. Been in Texas since 2017 when I joined the Army. I am no longer in the Army, so yes, I am an Army vet. I got out in 2024. Doing great things for myself. But let me brag a little bit. Because as of 2025, I married my best friend, found out I was having my third child. Girl, by the way, April 1st. That's baby mania, so yeah, I won't be able to go to WrestleMania this year because, more important things have come up. Let's see, what else? I got married, like I said, bought a house. I'm trying to think if anything else happened on me personally. Because those are some major things. Finding out you're having a baby in your best friend and buying a house, a beautiful one, I might add. As you can see, this room is just dedicated to me and all my bullshit. Title collector, have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 WWE championships. I also collect Funko Pops. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else while I'm here. Just to go over, the shit that I do as a grown man with my grown ass fucking money. As you can see, I'm letting you know now, because a lot of people like to say when I make videos or when I show off my little collection here, they love to say, "It's a grown man, by the way." Yes. Yes, it is a grown man, by the way. It's a lot of shit as a kid that I just couldn't do. Couldn't afford it. It just wasn't in the cards. But as a grown man, I could do all that shit now. And I'm loving it. But that's enough of me just rambling. Let's really get to why we're here. I'm a big wrestling fan. That is WWE. Watch AEW. I watch TNA. I've watched some GCW. Not really that consistent with it, but I do watch. So I don't discriminate against any wrestling. I am not about to say, oh, WWE is superior, fuck AEW, or vice versa. I watch it all. There's nothing that can stop me from being able to watch whatever the hell I want to watch because you got social media. They all come on different networks and at different times. So there's no excuses. But I'm going to talk real quick about what got me into wrestling. And that was my late Uncle John. As a young, I think maybe I was probably 5 or 6. He got me into wrestling. He was a big Hulk Hogan, Macho Man. He was old as fuck. Big Hulk Hogan, Macho Man guy. And that got me into wrestling as a young one. He just recently passed away. R.I.P. Uncle John. Love you forever. And it's like, I think it's so crazy how I got into this space and it was just like on a wing. Like I never intended on being a wrestling content creator. That was never my vision. That was never in the cards. It just so happened to, I guess you could just say, fall into my hands. Because it started out as my mom just gave me a quest to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok so we could go live together. That's really what it was. And I posted different things just to try to figure out what I could find that'll get me to that 1,000. Never thought about turning this into anything. But it just so happened that I posted, I want to say it was a video from maybe a SmackDown, and it went semi-viral. And then I found Santi Zap because I started posting wrestling, and then I found out that people were actually doing wrestling reactions and then talking about wrestling. And I'm like, damn, I could do this shit. I feel like I'm kind of entertaining. I think I can talk. I feel like this would be easy. And in the beginning, it wasn't easy. Like, like it's I feel like once the cameras came on, I felt like, damn, I'm low key kind of nervous. Is people actually going to watch? Do I really want to do this? And am I actually going to be good at it? That was the question I asked all the time. Then when it came to recording and posting, I was constantly watching for likes, constantly looking to see if people engaging. And when you didn't see the numbers that you thought you would see, because me off rip, I was comparing myself to the Santi Zaps, the Con Mans, the Wheezies, the Mini Portables. This is the people I saw in the beginning, right? So I was comparing myself to them off rip. And this is me brand new, fresh into it. Then I got to the point where I said, fuck it. Fuck the likes. Fuck the comments. I'm enjoying this. I'm having fun doing it. And it'll all just fall into place. And then I want to say Mania season is when I really like took off. Because I want to say it was the WrestleMania press conference they had. You know, when they had Rock, Cody, Roman, Seth all on stage. Like it was just so random that they had a press conference and they advertised it as if it was a regular show. But that's when I like really took off. And here we are. This is now 2 years later to the date. 2 years because I started January 2024. So now we're 2 years from when I started doing content. Now, boom, my anniversary, my 2-year anniversary, and now I'm starting my own podcast. Man. But I think in total, across the board, with my social medias, which is my brother 215, that's MYBROTHA. I'm on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, X, all my brother 215. I have a Uncensored Podcast Instagram, which is Uncensored X Podcast. And then I will also be posting my video version of the podcast on my YouTube channel at my brother 215, but you will also find the podcast on Spotify as well as Apple Podcasts, just to plug all that in. So that's back to wrestling. My all-time favorite wrestler, as you can see, is Kurt Angle. That is my GOAT. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. If we've debated before, if we've argued about this, y'all know I don't play about Kurt. I've met him. This title is signed, actually. Let me show it off real quick. Signed by my GOAT. Kurt Angle, gold, 1996, WWE Hall of Fame, 2017 is how he signed it. I met him in Dallas last year. Also, my current favorite, since they just want to fall off, is Nia Jax. Yes, I said Nia Jax. You know, the queen, Nia Jax. Damn, that's the only one to stand no more. But a lot of people always want to know why I like Nia Jax so much. And we all know back when she was starting out, I guess, she injured all these people. Cool, fine, dandy. She got let go. She came back and you could tell she learned from her mistakes. Because when she returned, Royal Rumble, what was that, 2023 in San Antonio? She was different. And I was bought into it. I was bought into it. I was sold. Because from then on out, she put on bangers in the ring. Her mic work was okay, but yet it was still something. She's entertaining. She's one of the most dominant women in the game right now. In 2024, she had a hell of a run. Hell of a run. When you needed a heel, when you needed a dominant figure, who you call? Nia Jax. Nia put on banger matches. Shout out to her and Naomi because them two went back and forth like crazy, and every match they had was great. She won Queen of the Ring. That's when my queen came from. She got that title. She did her damn thing. The only person that came close to her in 2024 was Liv Morgan. But that's enough about Nia. But I could go all day about Nia. Why Kurt Angle is my GOAT is if you wanted to use someone as a blueprint on somebody that's great in the ring, great on the mic, didn't give a fuck, put on a show. Like, he was funny. He was serious. He gave you literally everything. Literally a jack of all trades. He could do it all. It's very rare that you can see somebody that can entertain you with a microphone or backstage segments and put on a fucking 5-star match. Even though, according to Dave Meltzer, he never put on a 5-star match. But we all know Kurt damn near put on a 5-star match every time he stepped foot in the ring. And I'm going to say this now. If it wasn't for Kurt and a little bit of Stephanie, John Cena probably wouldn't be the GOAT. He probably would not be the GOAT because he was on his way out. Kurt said, I ain't got no problem. I'll work with the kid. He was a nobody. John Cena was a nobody. Kurt said, I have no problem with working with the kid. Come on. Took that slap. And, after that, I wouldn't say the rest was history because it was a couple hiccups. Then he turned to the doctor, but that's a different story. But as you can see, for those that just might be listening, I am a Cowboys fan. Yes, a Cowboys fan from Philly. That is me. How I became a Cowboys fan, the Cowboys was everywhere. Growing up, there was never a Sunday when you did not see the Dallas Cowboys on your local TV. There is not one person in this world that cannot say that that is not a fact. The Cowboys was always on TV. But the first game I watched, I believe it was the Cowboys versus the Eagles. Cowboys won. I've been sticking with the Cowboys ever since, and I believe I was maybe 9 or 10 when I started watching. I'm 35 now. About to be 36 next month. Yes, I know we have not won a Super Bowl in a couple decades. Fully understand. I am aware. I'm used to the heartbreak. I'm used to the losing seasons. I'm used to missing the playoffs. Like, I remember when Tony Romo fumbled the fucking game-winning field goal snap. I believe it was against the Seahawks, and he almost ran it in, but he failed. I could just see him now, just sitting there, his hands in his helmet, cooked. Like, I know this shit, bro. But for some reason, I love the pain, I guess. But when it comes to any other sport like basketball, baseball, I don't watch hockey. I don't watch soccer like that, but Philly got a team, I'm going to support them. I'm supporting any team or anything and everything Philly except the Eagles. Don't fuck with the Eagles at all. At all. I don't care about none of that shit. I don't fuck with the Eagles. Big Phillies fan. Huge Phillies fan. But my all-time favorite baseball player is Ken Griffey Jr. Never played for the Phillies, but that's just my guy. I fucks with him. Used to wear 24 for Ken Griffey Jr. with baseball, and then Kobe, who was my favorite basketball player all time, he wore 24. So it just made sense. And I was born February 24th. So it all just made sense. But those are my basketball and baseball GOATs. My favorite football player all time is Roy Williams. 31. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Look him up. The reason why the horse collar tackle is a penalty is because of Roy Williams. The man that'll knock your ass out. If you ever thought about crossing paths or running head on with him, you was cooked. My current favorite, I'll probably say it's CeeDee Lamb. And my current favorite in baseball is Kyle Schwarber, the Schwarbomb. Basketball, I really don't pay too much attention to right now. Basketball has fallen off tremendously. But again, I'm still trying to keep this short and sweet because I feel like I'm just rambling. But I want to do something with this maybe every other week in which I invite on a special co-host, whether we're talking about football, wrestling, which is mostly what it's going to be about. Majority of these episodes is going to be about wrestling. but I definitely talk about football, love baseball, love some basketball-ish, but majority of this, again, will be about wrestling. So if you are a wrestling fan, a wrestling content creator, a wrestler, if you're in the business, I want you on the podcast because I'm going to start doing interviews. We're going to talk about Raw, SmackDown, NXT, pay-per-views, or PLEs, what they call them. So if you're interested, hit me up. My email is on all my social medias. If y'all don't see that anywhere, it is not yo damn brother at gmail.com. It is NOTYODAMNBROTHA at gmail.com. Hit me up. But before I wrap this up, I want to quickly rant about my boy, Javon Evans, the young OG. My man was called up, and he was the way they made it seem these past couple of weeks is that he was going to be a big thing. And if you watch NXT, you know for a fact Javon Evans is a big deal. Why the fuck would you sign someone and expect the crowd, anyone who's not familiar with him, why would you expect them to think that he's a big deal if you signed him during a fucking ad break? Yes, overseas they saw that, but majority of your fans, majority of your supporters, the majority of your subscribers are in the US. I had to find out that he was officially signed on Twitter? Make that shit make sense. This is somebody you want us to take serious, but you sign him during a commercial break. That's fucking stupid. That does not scream he's a big deal. Y'all usually throw, those bullshit promos in the crowd, those interviews in the crowd during ad break. You don't do something that's supposed to be a big deal during ads. Like what y'all did for Trick Williams, beautiful. Have Trick Williams interrupting Sami Zayn and his boring ass crying, oh my God, I deserve an opportunity. This is my year. That sounded like some cowboy shit. But that was what Sami Zayn type time that he was on. The same old shit that he usually do is what Sami was on. But having my man Trick come out, cut him the fuck off, look like the star that he is. And his cocaine white with his heels on, the fur. Listen, y'all did my man Trick the right way. Crowd chanting, whoop that Trick. Y'all did Trick the right way. Javon Evans needed that same respect. That's all I'm saying. Now, my man Obafemi, on his way up, he on the rise. He just vacated that title in NXT after a great match with the youngest in charge. Shout out to him. But y'all better not have Oba show up during a fucking commercial break, especially when you got main roster people, Braun Breaker, copying his flow. All right. Now, in my opinion, Obafemi needs to be on Raw. And I say he needs to be on Raw because for some reason, I feel like Obafemi is going to come in as a babyface. Now, listen, when I say this, Oba is one of the most over people coming up right now. Oba fits right in with them top guys. If we think about this, right? Who screwed him over? Drew McIntyre. Yes, Drew was on SmackDown. I feel like he could deal with Drew before he officially signs with anybody. He can go to both shows. Start off on SmackDown, maybe fuck Drew over during the 3 Stages of Hell match with Cody. He could do that because remember, Drew fucked him over. But I really, really, really want to see him on Raw. Raw is a bigger stage. Raw needs a top babyface because if you see the Raw roster, the majority of the top guys are heels. Braun Breaker, heel. Bronson Reed, heel. Logan Paul, a heel. Finn Balor, a heel. Let's see. Seth Rollins, he was a heel, but he got turned on. So he may come back as babyface, but you never know. But Seth Rollins he's a tweener. Like he's either or, but no matter what, his character is the same. Another big guy, I wouldn't say a top guy, but a big guy that's also a heel, Rusev. That's another one. A lot of the top guys on Raw are heels. Bring Oba in as a babyface, and he could be the top babyface over there on Raw. The only top baby faces on Raw right now is LA Knight, who's currently out because he got smashed by Bronson Reed and Logan Paul, and CM Punk. I want to say that's about it. But the list is long when it comes to heels. Now on SmackDown, the babyface list is long. But I don't see, I mean, Obafemi could come in as a fucking heel. He could do either way, but still be him. He could still be the ruler. He could still dominate as a babyface or a heel. It does not matter. But if he was on SmackDown, he has to be on SmackDown as a heel because it's so babyface heavy over there. Obviously, Cody Rhodes, babyface. Damian Priest, babyface. Trying to think who else is over there that's babyface. Ray Phoenix, babyface. I wrote the list down. Matter of fact, it's right here on my phone. Hold on. Here it is. Carmelo Hayes, babyface. Ilya, babyface. Jacob Fatu, babyface. Kevin Owens, whenever he come back, babyface. Sami Zayn, babyface. Matt Cardona, I don't know, because in the Indies, Matt Cardona was a heel. So him coming out against Kit Wilson, who's currently right now running as a heel, does that make him a babyface? I truly don't know, but we're going to see, I guess, maybe this Friday. But Roman Reigns, babyface. Randy Orton, yet again, babyface. So, like, you can look at both lists on Raw, you can look at both on SmackDown. I feel like he would get better matches. He would have, I mean, either way, looking at the list, it's kind of even, but it really depends on how they want to bring him up. Babyface, if I feel like they bring him up as babyface, Raw. SmackDown, heel. Let me stop talking about Oba right now. And one last thing before I wrap this shit up. You motherfucking fans. You fucking fans with the wanting these old ass motherfuckers to come back. Like, let's say, who's the hot one right now? Chris Jericho. Y'all think everything under the sun is a sign that somebody's coming back. Like, Adam Pearce made a video while walking his dog about the upcoming show, and he said, break down the walls. Oh my God. He said, break down the walls. It is confirmed. Chris Jericho is coming back. I had somebody tell me that Adam Pearce made that video and Chris Jericho's music was playing in it. You didn't hear Chris Jericho's music. Not once was Jericho's music heard. You know it wasn't heard. But because he said, break down the walls, everybody on social media is now talking. Everybody's speculating Chris Jericho is coming back. Understand, these people that said we're going to see Chris Jericho, or Chris Jericho is backstage at the Stranger Things crossover show with on Raw, so we might see Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is in New York. That man was nowhere to be found. And all these people that made these videos are just like me. Fucking fans. They're fans. Take what we say and believe none of it. We don't fucking know. They might know a producer. You might see somebody that got a cousin, or their cousin slept with somebody over here, so they might get a little sniffles of what's going on back there, but they don't really know. Unless you hear that shit from Chris Jericho himself or Triple H, don't say that shit is a fact. Don't say that, oh, it's confirmed, it's happening, and then get mad when you don't see it because you believed a fucking fan. That is on you. Every time when that shit goes south, or someone doesn't come back, someone doesn't interfere in a match, y'all say, oh, that shit was trash. But you're hyping yourself up. You're setting yourself up for shit that's not realistic. You stop doing that. You can easily sit back and enjoy everything you're watching. I can say right now, man, Kurt Angle about to come back. Kurt Angle about to come back because when Adam Pearce was talking to CM Punk, I saw an American flag in the background. Huh. That is guaranteed. Kurt Angle is definitely coming back because nobody's a bigger American than Kurt Angle. That's exactly how y'all sound. Like straight dickheads. Straight fucking dickheads. But let me stop for now. That's just a little sample of how I would be. And once the Cowboys come back, I'll get to ranting and ripping and running and talking my shit about the Cowboys. When baseball season starts, I'll be talking my shit about the Phillies. Maybe I might talk about the Sixers. I don't fucking know. And at some point, you're going to see my wife in here. She's my producer. But that is the first episode of the Uncensored Podcast. Again, I am the host, the uncensored host, my brother 215, again, aka Brother Malcolm. You can find me on all social platforms. There is my brother 215. Again, that's MYBROTHA 215. You can find me in this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Look for the clips on Instagram, YouTube Shorts, as well as TikTok. I appreciate y'all for listening. If you made it this far, I'll holla at you. Peace out, dickheads.